You're listening to M.T.V.B. Podcast. Movies, TV, video and board games. This show may contain swearing.
Hello everyone and welcome to yet another episode of the M.T.V.B. podcast, the podcast that talks about movies, TV shows, video games and board games. I'm your host Anthony, as well as most people know me as the Ant-Man, and this episode we're going to talk about video game remakes, and I've got a bunch of guys here that love talking about video games as well as playing them. Guys, introduce yourselves please.
Hi, I'm John.
Hi, I'm Gal.
Hi, I'm Little G.
Hi guys, it's Kurge.
Hey, it's Gogol.
And guys, thank you again for coming back once again to talk about the things you love.
Anytime, man. Anytime.
As always.
So, I guess let's get things started. So, we're going to go through a couple of questions, a couple of debates, and then we're going to go into a top 5, of course, at the end. And this top 5 will be your top 5 video games you want remade, not top 5 games that are already remade. Okay, so some of your favourite games you would like to have a HD remaster or an actual full-blown Resident Evil 2 remake. So, so let's start with the question first. And guys, my question to you is video game remakes, of course. So first off, are you guys okay with them? Do you like remakes? Do you mind them at all? Or do you think they are a quick cash grab?
If they're done right, it's not a cash grab for me personally.
Essentially, everything is a crash grab. Think about it.
Depends. Some people put hash. That's what they say anyway. I don't know. It's still a cash grab.
Game.
I think it's safe to assume everything is cash grab at the end of the day.
I don't know.
If you don't have
But
cash
the question
behind
is,
it,
do you think remakes are a cash grab? Not everything.
Everything's a cash grab.
Of course everything's a cash grab. That's how we live.
I'm saying it's cash grab. Don't know about you guys. I think
It
it's a crash
depends on the
grab, but
game.
it's worth it. It's like if you enjoy the game, exactly. It depends on the game. So if they've remastered a game you like, and you want it HD, which or remaster or remake or remake,
Doesn't
right?
matter, yeah.
So this is going to be a really big debate between this, because I hate the term HD remaster.
Yeah,
Because HD remaster is just
same game. But
it's the same game but slightly polished. Like maybe an actual frame. They haven't redesigned the levels. They haven't redesigned the character.
yeah,
To up-to-date standards.
Yeah.
It literally is just, let's have it at 60 frames per second and
That's
not
it.
thingy. So, to me, that's not a remake. That's just a remaster.
Exactly.
So,
I think the only benefit of doing the HD remaster is you can get it on newer gen consoles rather than if you sold your old gen console.
Yeah, exactly, yeah.
It's readily available. But other than that, it does look better, like a lot more better, but
It depends on the length of time since the game came out. Like, if a game comes out and then 3 years later they do a remaster, it's like, really? Like, why did you do that?
Yeah.
Whereas if a game was out, like, say, 20 years ago, now today, it's like you say about being able to get it on all the different platforms, it's got to look good today.
Exactly.
I mean, like I'm all right with the I'll rather have a full blown remake, but if that game's not coming out, not being made remake, and say, for instance, I want, I don't know, Golden Axe or something. I'll have to dig out. I'll have to dig out my Mega Drive and find the cartridge.
Yeah.
If it was on a the new.
I certainly wouldn't be paying full price for a HD remaster.
But this is
Exactly.
I think Capcom are the worst of that. When they do their remasters, and especially on the Switch, the pricing is ridiculous.
Well, okay.
Unless you
I
get
see what
them
you
on
mean.
the sale, but when they come out, like Onimusha or any of the other, like Devil May Cry's, it's just ridiculous price for an old
But
game.
again, this is going back to it being portable, and that's where they're making their money out of it, because you can't exactly take it on the go if it's on an Xbox. That's why it's cheaper. But if you can take it on a Switch, we'll put it up to 30 quid instead.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's why I'm a bit.
But no,
I mean,
definitely.
yeah.
I see where you're going.
But I fully, I do appreciate both actually. To thinking back on it now, I think having it portable or having it on my Xbox to play a remake that like sometimes I want to play this and then pop it on, done. or a full-blown remake like a Resident Evil where I fully appreciate, you know, like, oh wow, that's actually pretty good, you know, in the new generation stuff.
Pop this fucker in and play some Capcom.
I think going back to the remake and the remaster, like certain games like Crash Bandicoot and Spyro, those games I would not want them to remake it. The game was perfect. I don't mind, like I like the HD remaster because I actually bought the game, played the game and remastered. They don't need to change that. There's certain games you just do not need to change.
You just don't.
And there's not even just that. There's a few others I can name where they just don't need to change. So those are fine for perfectly to be remastered.
Yeah, but that's like certain games. The characters, the story, the dialogue is perfect.
Yeah, exactly. So
all I would want from that then is probably better looking graphics, and that's
exactly.
it. I wouldn't want them to change the game.
Exactly, unless they have something to offer, like add a few stuff, or if the story wasn't that great, and work on it and make it better. Then it's fine.
Yeah, I mean you could redo the game today and make it twice as long.
Yeah,
put extra levels in and stuff like that. Then that's fair enough. But technically, deep down, it'd be the same game.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, it's like certain remasters. I mean, like, for example, if it's the generational gap, like if it's between first generation and like the fourth generation going into the fifth generation now, then, for those who didn't play it when they were younger, it's going to be a whole new game for them.
Exactly.
So in a sense, paying full price would probably be worth it.
Yeah.
But for us who are veterans, and, probably, I totally understand when you say it's expensive, it's, why would you pay full price for that, right?
Yeah.
Then again, what you guys were saying, it's games like Crash Bandicoot, and I know there's a game I'm really excited about that's actually being remade. It's a game called 13. And it's a cell
I played that on the PS2.
Yeah, and again, amazing, just graphically. It's just the graphics of it. But
I'm glad it's not the sequel because that's what I really wanted.
Exactly. Yeah, I'm so glad it's the original game and just remaking that, and it's been delayed because they're just making that.
It is that comic book game, isn't it?
Yes.
Yeah, that's the one. Yeah, so that's just one example.
Who developed that actually?
That's a good question.
Ubisoft.
Oh, it's Ubisoft.
Yeah.
There you go.
But I don't know if Ubisoft are handling the remake.
Right.
I think they might have passed the rights on, so like Crash Bandicoot did. They was passed to Activision, so I think 13 may have gone to someone else.
Well, for a remake, they did a pretty good job, I think. Crash Bandicoot, especially Spyro. Who developed Spyro for the new one? Do you know?
Activision released it, but I think it's done by. I think it's called. Who originally done it, or
the remake.
The remake was done by a studio called Toys for Bob or something like that. I think it's called.
Well, that was a good one because when I was watching a video on YouTube, and they actually coded everything from scratch. They didn't have anything to work from. I think they must have lost the coding or something, and they did a pretty good job on it. Playing it again.
Yeah, my daughter loves that. Spyro.
Another one I think was a good remaster. I mean, I think you guys would agree would be Last of Us from PS3 to PS4.
Yep.
Transition. It was really good.
Only the first one.
Only the first one, definitely.
The last one came at the end of the PS3 cycle.
But then, don't you think they should have waited?
That was a cash grab. So that was designed. They did it. They released it on PS3, and then they waited because the PS4 was going to release right after that. So they're going to do the same with this new one.
I believe they did that with God of War 3 as well.
Exactly. Yeah.
It's clever though, isn't it? You get them to buy it on the PS, this current gen, and then you'll go out and buy it on the next one as well, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah,
really clever.
Yeah, we done that. Yeah.
Or unless you're Xbox and you get the upgrade for free.
Oh yeah.
Fuck you, Sony.
Proper Sony hatred here.
No, I'm only joking. Sony. I grew up with Sony. So
No, we're not.
Love for all.
Going back to what you were saying about generation-wise, I think it's not really a remake, but between generations, it technically is Streets of Rage 4. So, my daughter loves Streets of Rage 4.
Yeah.
But when I got her to go back and play the old ones, she's like, no. It's essentially the same game, though, but just with updated graphics. So why do you like this one?
I quite enjoyed the new one.
The new one's good. I'm not saying it's rubbish. I'm just saying it's a shame how the same game looks different. That doesn't appeal to
this is the new,
but we grew up with
generation.
that.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah.
But then again, like, do you reckon some classics should not be touched, just left as
alone.
it is?
Yeah.
Every classic shouldn't be touched, but then that goes back to what Coach was saying. You're restricted to going back to that. I mean, a lot of TVs nowadays won't accept your N64, your SNESs and whatnot, because they're all run through different aerials and stuff, and TVs this day don't have that.
No.
So
Exactly.
I would rather dig out my SNES Mini and play Mario Kart or something because it's easy. It's accessible. That's the word.
Exactly. Yeah. It's amazing. Like, yeah, even just how they make these remakes and stuff. And also there's that thing where they either remake it or, like you said, they get the original coding and they build on that and add a bit of decoration to it, or they just make the cake from scratch again, you know, and they just make it. For example, another game that I'm so happy that's actually coming out is Mafia, right? And they've rebuilt.
Sorry,
that.
are you Goku or Jay?
He's already pre-ordered it.
Is he already pre-ordered it?
I don't know.
He probably We've really got to stop drilling him when he's not here. Bless him. I do feel sorry.
Yeah, honestly, that is, yeah, because they again, I learned this, but they rebuilt the game from the bottom up and stuff, and they got the voice actors to come in and revoice and stuff like that. So
See, I appreciate when they do it. Properly,
yeah,
like,
that's
That's doing it right.
That's done
That's
right,
doing
yeah.
it right. Exactly.
Again,
yeah,
like,
that's not just decorating.
a remake
Yeah.
that I don't.
It's
It was technically a nice remake.
Yeah.
Resident Evil 2. I think I touched upon it before, but
yeah.
it's still there's flaws, you know, which I believe they could have just overcome it. You know,
Yeah,
they should have.
that is.
Whereas, were you talking about Mafia, got back the characters,
cast
redo
and
everything.
everything.
That's passion for it as well. That's what's amazing.
Well, what did you guys think of the Resident Evil remakes? I've never played them, but I know you guys like. I hear you guys. Talk
I've
a
not
lot
played
of-
3. 2 is phenomenal.
Right. No, but yeah,
3
I've heard.
is
yeah.
kind of short. Like it does end quickly, but I had fun with it.
Yeah.
But again, if there was no Resident Evil 2 remake, then you would have to go back to digging out your PlayStation 1 and,
Yeah.
you know, trying to hook all that up and stuff. It's just
Yeah. Exactly.
chance.
Didn't they port it to the Game Pass? The original.
the original, no.
No.
They didn't have any of that. No.
I wish they did. Because I'd rather play that, but yeah.
You played
Sorry.
both.
Yeah, both of the remakes are really good. I mean, I think
played
everyone
them.
would. Number 3, I don't know, people are arguing if it's worth playing because it's so short. I mean, it's pretty, you can complete it in a couple of hours. Like the speed
I heard
run.
it's like 3-4 hours, if that,
Yeah,
something like
the
that.
speed run. I mean, I did a speed run on it. It was like an hour and a half. Like
Shut
literally-
up.
Yeah, hour and a half, 2 hours. Like, you get like, you can actually. There's a guy who's done on the hardest difficult for like, I think he's done it in 15 minutes, a world record or something. I think less than that.
hell?
Yeah, and it's short.
That's
Like, if you-
such a shame.
yeah, if you just want to get through it, like you just want to sit down and just plow through it, probably be done in 2 hours or 3, like within 4 hours max. Like you won't spend longer than that. Probably maximum if you take your time, probably 7-8 hours, and you're done. That's just checking every single corner of the places. Yeah,
Saying that it was short, but I genuinely did enjoy it. Like it wasn't like, oh man, you know, it felt cheap. And people might think it is because it's so short.
Yeah.
I had a good time with it.
Enjoyed
I think I played it through twice. I did enjoy it.
Yeah, okay.
yeah. I beat the game 6 times. I enjoyed it. It was pretty fun. Yeah, so I'm not knocking it out. I'm just fighting for those guys who did it disliked because it was short. But it's a really fantastic game. Like it's got a lot to offer. Even if it's short, they've got quite a lot of unlockables here and there.
Fair
I
enough.
think Ant hit it on the nail when I bought it, and I said, "Oh, it's a quick game." He said, "Oh well, you spent full price for like a 5-hour game." And it does kind of hurt a little bit. Like,
Yeah,
But that's the
touching
thing,
on
because
that,
I had it on pre-order, but then when I watched the review and they said it was not that long, I took the pre-order straight off. I'd rather
Wait for
buy
the
it in a sale and
Yeah,
then
exactly.
yeah.
just do
Exactly. Wait for sale.
that. 20 quid, boom, done.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
You
definitely.
don't mind
worth
paying 20 quid for a game and 4 or 5 hours late you finished. You don't
Yeah,
Exactly.
they should have, unless they've released it with some DLCs they could have added later on, but it was not. Yeah, 20 quid sounds fair.
Well,
like,
when
not-
they've
yeah.
released it with the multiplayer, that's the part where I was getting...
the multiplayer wasn't there.
But that's the point. If you've thrown in something that's not normally with that game,
Yeah.
you're kind of worried why they're doing that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
obviously that's the reason why, isn't it? So...
Yeah.
Exactly. Got a quick question for John. How do you feel about? Well, you know, Crysis is like the PC, the PC like game, and I remember playing it on Lil G's,
Yes.
PC and stuff. How? I mean, from a PC perspective, how do you feel that that's coming out on the Switch? Because I found out today on the train journey here, I was reading it. It's coming on the Switch.
it doesn't bother me. It's
Fantastic.
another form of technology,
Good answer, John. Yeah.
and it widens the player base.
Yeah.
Again, it's an old game, yes,
Yeah.
but it still stacks up today with a lot of other, more recent titles, shall we say?
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean the Switch. I don't have one myself, but it's an amazing device.
Oh, definitely.
And the fact that quite a lot of games now are being put onto it is a testament in itself. So,
Did you have a hardcore PC when Crysis first originally came out?
did I what? Sorry.
Did you have a hardcore PC? Did you spend quite a bit on the money?
God,
playing
no.
that game?
I don't think any. I mean, even today, it would struggle. Most PCs would struggle to run it.
Yeah, because
That's what a lot of people didn't get.
Yeah.
Because when it came out, there wasn't a PC made that could run it properly.
Mm.
So what was the point of having a game that was so powerful, shall we say? I even today I still don't see the point of it. It's a benchmark now.
Yeah.
And there's loads of videos on YouTube of about PCs being built and whatever with today's technology, and then the caveat at the end is, but can it run Crysis?
Yeah.
I mean, Crysis is what, 10 years old, 15 years old?
Everything can run it now. Like I said, Switch is running that. So
Yeah, but it's not running it exactly the same as it was when it came out. It's a reduced version, shall we say?
I've been looking at the clips. It does look pretty good. I mean, the fact that I remember
on what though?
On the Switch.
Yeah.
The ones
Switch boy.
Well, I prefer all consoles, but the ones that are coming out on the Xbox and PS4, I know it's delayed, but they haven't delayed the Switch one, and it does look good. Because I remember when I first originally, we were running around, and I don't even know if we got it running on our
We did eventually, but obviously it wasn't the ultra high-end graphic setting, probably like medium.
Yeah, again, that's,
Yeah, but you didn't need to. I mean, it looked pretty good anyway. So.
Yeah, but if you get a game, I want to be playing it on the best sort of, the best it can.
Did you know if you play it on the 360, you can play it in 3D?
Shut up.
You can.
On the 360?
On the 360.
Wow.
Didn't know that.
Crysis 1, 2 and 3 is playable in 3D on
I think
360.
you mentioned that before, yeah.
Hey, wow.
And it is really, really good. I highly recommend it. You can dig out of 360 and got your 3D TV still.
The ones that are coming out, is that all the trilogies? Does anyone know? Or is it just Crysis 1?
I think it's the one at the moment, isn't it?
Yeah.
Oh man, I hope they do all three. That'll be.
I'm sure they will.
They may well do.
I'm sure they will.
Alcatraz.
So, if your favourite game was remade, would you go out and buy it?
Yeah, I think everyone.
Yes, I
Hell
would.
yes, yeah.
I think I would.
Yeah.
Yeah,
it was my favourite game,
as well, yeah. Saying that, Final Fantasy 7.
Exactly.
It is one of the top
It depends
games
on the
there,
game, doesn't it?
But yeah,
It's one of the top remakes recently,
the
isn't
graphics
it?
looks phenomenal.
But it's not the full story.
Yeah, that's
though.
what
It's
I
just
heard, and
part
it's
one,
like-
isn't it? Part one.
It's the first half of.
I don't understand why. Like, why don't you just give us the
Cha-ching, cha-ching. That's why.
That's why I said at the beginning of this episode. It's all about money, isn't it?
I think we touched upon this in the previous episode. as
Some
well.
of them are, yes, exactly.
But this is someone like me. I would love to play it. As soon as I found out that it was just half a game, I was like, then I remember Ant saying the same. Well, I'll wait for the next one to come out and buy it together on a bundle on a sale.
Yeah, but this is where
Same.
xCloud and Xbox. You buy the game on one device, and you can play it on all of them. So with xCloud, you can play that game on your mobile phone. You don't have to buy a Switch.
No,
version
but
of
I
it
was
then,
saying
do you?
is like the point is like it's part one.
Yeah.
And, I was gonna get it originally, and then I found out that it's solely part one. I was like, okay, I'm just wait until the second one comes out and buy it together. Why do I want half a story?
You gotta wait for the second one to release, probably release next year or the year after. To be honest,
That's what I'm saying. It's just I really it's frustrating when like companies do that.
It's an odd move.
And,
to be fair, it is an odd move.
Yeah, it's just annoying. It's one of my favorite games. I want to play it, but it's not the full story. Why would I want to? Yeah, it's just a bit silly.
what was the question again?
If your favourite game was redone, would you buy it? Was remade or remastered?
If it's done properly, yeah.
If done, not separate.
Again, it depends on the game, and it depends on what exactly they're doing with it. I mean, there's quite a few games that I really loved playing.
You
and
said like Diablo 2. They should. I remember
they're
should-
remastering Diablo 2.
Would you get it though? If I don't
God,
know?
yeah.
Oh, would you?
Yeah.
Oh, I thought you said you would. Okay.
Having said that, when we were talking, I think we mentioned it earlier, not on the episode, we were talking to each other earlier, when Gears was remade, and it was remade properly. It was made for the up-to-date graphics for the Xbox One version, but they left 2 and 3 out. They never went back and redid them. if they went back and redid them, I would buy them.
If it's done properly, like the first one.
Like the first one, definitely. Not just a simple remaster so you can play it on the Xbox One, but if it was like a full-blown remaster like that first one, I'd buy that in an
The
instant.
first one wasn't remastered.
Was it
No,
remastered?
It was.
So they added an extra. That was it.
No, it was remastered. Like if you play Gears 1 on the 360
Yeah,
and then play Gears of War Ultimate Edition,
yeah.
there's a big difference, dude.
You want graphic wise or actually
Yes.
graphic wise.
Yes.
Okay, well I thought we were talking like remake as in changing the whole story.
No. See, Gears of War Ultimate Edition is how a game should be redone.
Yeah, that was I thought we were talking like
I don't think any of the dialogue was redone or anything.
No,
It literally was the graphics,
Yeah,
the
yeah.
cutscenes,
everything.
but
everything was polished.
That's all that's needed in some games.
Okay, I thought we were talking about a remake, kind of like completely change the whole thing.
No, no,
more
no.
stuff. Nothing
No,
like
no,
that.
no.
I've got a game in my list that all it needs is to polish up the graphics, and that's it.
Yeah, no.
And when I say what it is, and I'm sure will agree with me on it. You don't need to change the dialogue. You don't need to change the story. Just give the graphics a bit of a boost to bring it up to today's standard. That's all it's needed.
Exactly. Yeah.
Is it Diablo on the PC?
No, no, it's not. It's a game. It's a game I'm pretty sure none of you have played, but Ant might have done.
I'm intrigued now.
Interesting.
But I do truly believe some games do need to be done because
Hence the list.
like it's outdated, and it would be phenomenal to see it in modern day
Definitely.
quality.
Yeah, especially when Ant gave us the brief for this. He said, think of this remind. It was very tough. I think even me and John were talking on the car about how this was tough. It was really tough, and it was stressful at times. Trying to find this list, but it's great because it makes you think. And you're praying.
I
that
chopped
this
and
is
changed
your-
my list 2 or 3 times today.
Yeah, same. I was at work and I was like, shit, let me just get on my phone and change that. And
Yeah, I mean, a top 10 or a
that's how
top
it was.
20 would have been so easy.
Yeah,
But
exactly.
A top 5, seriously.
That's the point. It makes it difficult.
That's brilliant. I like it's the top 5 actually.
But then
Yeah, it makes you really-
there's a few remakes on the way as well. Like Demon Souls is coming. That's going to be really good if you're a Dark
I
Souls
haven't played
fan.
it, but I'm a big Souls fan now.
Did you never play it on the PS3?
No.
Oh,
I've
okay.
only literally just got into Souls game. Yeah. Like I've done Souls 1, missed 2. Souls,
I never liked to.
a lot of people said to avoid it, so I don't bother.
Wank.
Souls 3, loved it. Now I'm just waiting to do Bloodborne.
Are you going to play Mortal Shell when it comes out?
The beta was out.
It-
I was trying to get on that, but
It's quite Souls-like.
It does look
Yeah.
impressive.
I must admit, I'm interested in it.
I'm also looking forward to this Code Vein. It's very like anime sort of.
It's cooperative,
Yeah.
isn't it?
But
That looks
Souls
good,
like,
yeah,
and
that
you
does
could do
look good.
co-op.
It's like Dark Souls meets God Eater.
Yeah, I so want to play that. Can't wait.
I don't know if it's on anyone's list, but if they did a remake, I mean, amped up the graphics for Dark Souls 1, would you guys get it?
They did.
Did it?
It's a Dark Souls remaster.
Okay.
Oh.
Scrap that.
Technically it's a remaster. It's not a remake.
No
per se.
remake, yeah. But
But if it's
yeah.
a remake, then yeah, because I think I'm not a fan of the game, but I do enjoy playing it. I don't even know why, because it infuriates the fuck out of me. But that's the point of it, really, isn't it? That's the point of Dark Souls. But the community for Dark Souls is phenomenal, isn't it? So I would imagine a lot of people would buy a revamp of it or a remake completely of it. Still have the same glitches and same...
and people doing speedruns for it again
Yeah,
and again.
exactly.
It's funny, like we're talking about old games being remastered, but there's like some certain indie games are like going backwards, like doing like pixelated games and stuff. Like this other day, I've just downloaded a Souls-like game, but called Blasphemy.
Blasphemy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know of it.
Yeah, but
It's,
it's very like 2D sort of.
It's Metroidvania sort of type, isn't it?
Yeah, I thought that's quite interesting. But yeah, it's just going back on the topic. Sorry.
I'm so happy you mentioned. I'm just going to sound really newbie here, but you said Gears of War was remastered. Because I remember playing it on a 360 with my friend. We did the whole campaign on co-op.
Oh, at least you remember that.
Everyone's looking at Luigi. Yeah, I'm so happy you said that. Actually, I didn't know that. I just
You never
thought-
played the Ultimate Edition?
No. It's only because it's like 100 gigabyte, isn't it? And I have
No.
no.
That's
that's
like 4 and
Halo.
5 and whatnot. Yeah.
I remember
yeah.
playing it with you,
Right,
Ant, but
right.
I didn't
Yeah.
realize it was like a reamp version because I think we were currently playing like the current gen.
Yeah,
ones.
because
So,
on a previous episode, you mentioned me getting you into Xbox.
yeah.
And the first game I showed you was Gears of War Ultimate Edition.
Ah.
And you were like, holy crap, I love Xbox now.
I have played that, by the way. I
The
just
original?
yeah, the original and the remastered, the HD.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the one. I played them both.
Yeah, so...
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
what I was saying. I thought you meant remake, as in proper.
No,
redone,
no.
but yeah.
That is the remake, isn't it?
Yeah, I played. Yeah,
But when Gears of War came out on the 360,
yeah.
it also come out on the PC at the same time. But the PC version had an extra mission to it, an extra campaign, extra act
That's
to the
what you're
campaign.
saying, yeah.
And the creators said it would never come onto the 360, and I was fucking infuriated
Is there any
by
reason
that.
for that?
I think they were just lazy about it, because it's like going back and buying another edition for maybe an extra hour or so, whatnot.
Just give us some more reason to hate PC.
But when they announced the remake for 1 and said that mission was involved in it, I was like, yes, I can finally play now, because on that mission, you have to take down a Brumach.
Yeah.
And you can never do that in the game.
360,
You come across them a couple of times in the game, but you never really
Get to
deal with
fight,
one.
yeah.
And it was like, holy crap, you can, oh my God, you can actually do it. And it's hard. It's hard as balls, that bit. But, yeah. So I was glad that I got to not have to buy a PC and just to play an extra hour of Gears. But I'm still begging for 2 and 3 to be redone.
Yeah.
They would be phenomenal
Yeah.
if they were remastered. I'm not just saying that as a Gears fan, but if you look at him for 360, the graphics for them are pretty, top notch.
Yeah,
but
yeah,
could you imagine a remaster,
Of what?
Xbox One X, Series X, whatever
Yeah, that's gonna be
version of that would be incredible.
Take my money now.
So I would pay again. I paid for it, the remaster version, paid the original game, and if they remaster it on the new Xbox Series, then oh god, I'm gonna waste money on it again. So yeah.
Absolutely.
Money well spent.
Yeah, it's not wasted. Yeah.
Going back to your question, if the game's done properly,
Yeah.
take my money now, sort of thing.
Exactly. Yeah, definitely. You'd rush out and put money on it now. You wouldn't be waiting for sales or anything, would you?
Exactly. Yeah. It's exciting as well. I think also for us, like when an old game is getting remastered, it gets you really excited about it. It's like you're going back in time and you're picking up on when you played this game as a kid, and for us that's has that nostalgic feel. And
Absolutely.
when it does that? It's brilliant. It's really
Again, back to Streets of Rage 4. It's not a remake, but it's definitely a nostalgia feel.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
100%.
And I hope that it kicks off with a few other ones, like bring back Golden Axe and Shinobi and whatnot. That'd be good as remakes.
Yeah.
They're not on my list, by the way.
Yeah.
Yeah, does anyone else want to touch up on it? If not, we'll go into the top fives.
Yeah.
Yeah. Any honourable mentions before we go into the top fives?
Loads.
Oh yeah.
Throw in some honourable mentions because I've got a few.
Yeah.
I'll start with mine, because you're looking up yours.
I didn't do
I can't remember.
So a few honourable mentions: Final Fantasy VIII, Fear, Dungeon Keeper, MDK, Chaos Legions, The Thing, Witcher 1 and 2, and Die Hard Trilogy, and Knights of the Old Republic.
Yes.
Oh.
bad.
They're my honourable mentions.
Yeah.
I didn't do an honourable mentions.
Anyone? Okay, I'll go. Honorable mentions for me.
Hang on.
Get honourable mentions. Come on, get out with it.
Well, I might spoil it for other people because it might be on their top five.
Well, I just went all out.
My MGS4.
Okay.
Honorable mention.
Is that Metal Gear?
Yeah, sorry.
It's like another episode with Metal Gear.
We have to do this episode.
I've got it.
Okay. Anyone else?
Like this is like honorable stuff that's already
Honourable
been
mention.
done.
No, yeah, stuff that's not in the list.
That's not on the list. It's a tough one. Yeah, there's some things that are coming. Can't think of
GTA
it.
Vice City.
Yes, yeah.
That'd be-
Yeah.
I've got
yeah.
one, but
Say it
I'm trying to remember. It's so old now.
Right. Yeah.
Wing Commander,
Oh.
Oh.
Okay.
With Mark Hamill.
blue hair.
That's it.
Nice.
I've got one. Ikaruga.
Ikaruga, that's a game.
How would you remaster that though?
You can't.
You can't, innit?
You can't.
It's just.
For the time it came, I know it was a Dreamcast game. To me, Dreamcast is a very underrated console. I think they still hold up today. You couldn't remaster Ikaruga. Sorry.
I'd like to see Crazy Taxi remastered.
You know what?
Oh,
Are you going to say that?
Hey, everybody, it's
Did you say
Crazy
Dreamcast?
Taxi.
Yeah.
What a
Imagine
game.
just an open world, but a giant city, and
But it'd be,
so much
it wouldn't be cool. That'd be Crazy Uber.
yeah.
That's a good idea, actually. Yeah.
Hey, everybody, it's Crazy Uber.
It's like a story about this guy who's lost his job and he's climbing up the ranks of becoming this legendary Uber driver.
Oh, I remember the game. Yeah.
Yeah, amazing. I went to. Do you remember Trocadero, guys?
Yeah, but
Yeah,
London.
yeah, yeah.
Sega
That
World.
was- yeah, and I thought how everyone's talking about it. Is everyone come home like, you went to Sega World, man, over the weekend? Yeah, you know.
I love Sega. Did you ever go?
I went, and I wanted to know what the hype was all about. So we went down to Trocadero, got off at Leicester Square, went to Trocadero. Do you remember those escalators with the
Yeah,
Sega World.
lights that
It's
take you up there?
amazing.
Yeah, and the first arcade game I played was Crazy Taxi. And I was
no
like,
way.
Yeah, and this was in 1999, and it was amazing. It was beautiful, and I was like, yeah, I love this game. Yeah.
They
And,
need to
yeah.
bring Sega World back. I remember you
They
walked
have
in,
to.
all the arcades for free. You literally just press start, whatnot.
Yeah,
Everything
yeah.
was just awesome. And some of the rides were were virtual reality as well.
Yeah, the VR rides.
It was so good.
Amazing.
Some of the games like
Don't see Nintendo doing that, do you?
well. I got off it.
Exactly.
Nintendo are good. House of Dead, right? How would that work now? Like, you don't see games like that no more. Like getting a gun
But
out.
that's
shooting
technically an arcade game.
Yeah.
And we were going to touch on that in another
Oh, was it?
episode
Yeah.
about arcade games.
well, yeah,
But,
honorable mention.
But no, I had it on the Dreamcast. So
Yeah, no, I'm just saying you don't see those type of games no more. The Time Crisis and stuff like that.
that's the thing, because
So-
they're one. You don't have light gun games anymore or
sure.
consoles. They, like I said, it's kind of. It's a shame it's died out because I love light gun games.
I think they're going to it's going to start turning into VR. Then they might start bringing that back.
Yeah.
For VR gaming. So I got another honourable mention. I don't know if you guys remember a game called Oni, the third-person shooter game on.
I've heard of
it
it,
was
yeah, yeah.
That's
PC.
on the
It was on PC, but it came on PlayStation 2 as well. Did you know Bungie actually made that game? There's a division of Bungie that made
I
it.
didn't know that.
Yeah. Fun fact of the day.
Yeah. Good company.
PC fact. Sorry, so are we ready for the top 5?
Yeah, go on then.
Let's do this then.
It's time for a top 5.
Let's do something different today. How about I don't go first? Go cool. How about you go first?
Let's do this. Okay.
So, top 5 remakes you would like to have.
Fantastic. Okay, so number 5, it's a racing game, right? There's a lot of people going, huh? A lot of people going, oh crap. Yeah, so for me,
I've got a
it
racing
was.
game on my phone.
Have you? For me, it was the first game that I played on the PlayStation 3. Sorry, guys, a PlayStation exclusive, and it's a game that I loved. It was called Motorstorm, and
Yeah,
yeah,
okay.
I don't know if you,
I
think you had it, but the
I
reason why,
remember you going on about it.
yeah, it's kind of like so it takes place in Monument Valley in America, and it's all kind of like off-road ATVs / trucks called mud riggers or something like that. Yeah, like that, and you've got motorbikes and stuff. What was amazing about this game, it was something that they introduced in the console for the PS3, was it looked amazing. Like, the graphics were just, it was the first entry game for PS3, and it was, it's a show-off to say, this is what we're all about. New kids on the block, this is what we're going to do. And what made that game interesting, you're playing it, it was difficult, in the sense that in other racing games, a little bump, and if you steer slightly, you go off. But in this case, you're literally going off the ravine, and every time the level loads, the rocks and everything change positions. So, one rock that was here, like if another car hit it, it would get in the way or something else. It was really good. And it had levels, like a tiering system. So, for example, if you were on the floor, on the bottom of, like the valley, like the heavier trucks would do really well. But on the top, if you were kind of like the motorbikes, you would do better jumping off top of ravines and stuff. So it had a lot of like mechanics in it. But for me, I really enjoyed it, and I can't wait for that. I want it. Kind of saying I can't wait. It's not happening, but I really want that to get either remastered. The first Motorstorm.
Did it ever take advantage of the the DualShock because you could turn your DualShock and would it
that's
turn
right
your character or not?
Yeah, because I would play. You'd literally play like that, and it was so fun to play a game like that. It was hard, but it was really satisfying when you got to grips with that.
That released when it came out, wasn't it? Was it one of the first few games? And they utilised that.
Oh, I didn't know that. I didn't know it was one of the first ones.
I think it was.
Yes.
They utilised it.
It was the first one.
Yeah.
Exactly. They utilised the the 6 axes.
Okay.
And they released the second one, which is called Pacific Rim, I think, and then the third. No, that's the name of the movie. It was like Pacific. I was going to say had Pacific in it.
It's copyright.
Exactly.
Apocalypse, wasn't it?
The third one was called Apocalypse, and that was like an interesting take. So it was the idea that the world was going to shit, and there was earthquakes and volcanoes going off, and literally this is happening while you're racing. So you could be going down a street, and a volcano will pop up, or the streets would start to crack. And I played this on 3D for the first time. And that game is sensational on 3D. You actually see, like...
I'm glad someone else has played a 3D game.
Oh, I love 3D games, man. I wish it was... I don't know why that died off. I really wish that, I'd look on the back on these PS3 games and just hope that got made in, free...
Yeah, absolutely.
And stuff, yeah. And Motorstorm was the first one I played on that. And, it was something about that game that it was different and, it was nice.
Interesting.
So, I'd love to see that.
I never played it personally. I know of it, but I've never played it.
Sure.
Didn't realise it was that good for a remaster.
Definitely, because they haven't announced like that kind of game, like a sequel or anything like that. But just to remake the first one on the PS5 as well would be absolutely amazing. Because now everything is there to make that game just fantastic.
Yeah.
Even like the graphics back then, what they did is they went to Monument Valley and they took pictures of rocks and they just copy and pasted that, and that's what makes it look like the real kind of rock. So with the ray tracing and everything, it's just
it's pretty cool.
Made. Yeah. It's a Motorstorm. That's mine.
Sure. Number 5, Courage.
My number 5 is a game on PSP actually named Breath of Fire.
Okay.
So it's a Capcom game, RPG style game, simple mechanics as usual, but with the twist of the main character can actually you gain these power from these stones and you actually turn into a dragon like as an ultimate move kind of thing. And your aim is you got the main story, linear-based story, and you have to go out your way to collect these dragons, essentially, and become more powerful. And I just thought that was a very unique take.
So it's an RPG then?
RPG, yeah.
What, over-the-top RPG or?
Over the top, yeah. Like
Bird's eye view.
Bird's eye view kind of one, yeah. It's quite
I think that came out for the Super Nintendo beforehand or something.
Originally, yeah, I think, and then they re-released it on the PlayStation 1.
So I never knew that. I never knew it was on the PSP.
Yeah, I think the PSP was underrated at the time.
It was underrated.
Yeah.
When that first came out, and you could play Ridge Racer on that, mate, I was blown away.
On the PSP?
Yeah.
Which Ridge Racer?
I think it was a remaster version from the PS2 game. It wasn't the original Ridge Racer.
Oh, okay.
That kind of sounded Ridge. But no, Wipeout you can play on the PSP as well. That was a damn good game on PSP.
Yeah, a lot of good memories on the PSP, and that was my number 5.
Nice, good choice.
That's funny that yours is on a handheld because my number 5 is also on a handheld. It's on the Game Boy Advance. I think Game Boy Advance on SP. Golden Sun, if anyone remembers that. It's such a. It's
Sounds
one of
like
the,
some Pokemon piece.
No, it's not. Pokemon's amazing as well, but shut up. But it's kind of it's your basic RPG. It's similar to Breath of Wild was RPG. Breath of Fire, yeah. It's very similar to that. You collect like these things called Dijin, I think they were. They're like these little monsters, and they're like kind of like Pokemon, but they're not. But yeah, you get them.
Oh, so it is Pokemon.
No, it's not. It's not. I don't know why I did that reference, but and you collect them. But yeah, it was one of those games. It was back like it was when I was in school actually, when I was 15. But you had it's like a small cartridge would give you 50 hours worth of gameplay, and I love that. I love utilizing buying a game and you have so much hours of fun, and this is one of those games. It's just your basic standard RPG, and it was amazing. They even released the Golden Sun 2, so that if they remastered that, it's with the Switch now. I think they can do they should do it because it was so popular back then. It was
you look at stuff like Link's Awakening was on the original Game Boy.
Do you see how much
you can put that onto Switch now? Exactly. So yeah, it's a possibility.
Yeah. No, that will. I'm guarantee that all people will love that. Like Golden Sun had a big fan. I'm pretty sure it did have a massive fan base. So yeah, I'd love to see a remake of that. So yeah.
Just a question on that. Did you sell all your lunches?
To get Golden Sun that time. Yeah. I think
because you said you was at school, and you did say then you played it at school.
That might have been one of the games I bought. Yes, because I got a Game Boy Advance during my birthday. So yeah, That must have been since I saved up.
Wow.
But yeah, 50 hours worth of gameplay was
Dedication.
Not eating for a month.
Starve yourself to get a 50 hours game.
Yeah, worth it. Well worth it, honestly.
That's definitely worth it, mate.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
games are worth it.
Whole term worth of
Big
lunches,
G,
isn't it?
what's number 5?
Go on, G.
There's PlayStation 2 game, Jack and Dexter.
Oh,
It was for me. It was really good, amazing. I love the color in it. I think that kind of
they're not getting it's Ratchet and Clank's getting done, isn't it?
Yeah.
That's right.
That's still another amazing game. But I wasn't much attached to Ratchet and Clank. I think while I've made top Jack and Dexter in top 5 is I think it kind of filled the void. There was a period of time where I missed out on platforming games, and when Jack and Dexter came out, I was like, oh my god! And it's been done by Naughty Dog, and it was just brilliant. And I think it was one of the first games where there was no loading signs. I think
I never played it, so I don't know.
Yeah, it was just from the beginning to the end. It was just full flowing. I don't know if it's the first one or later on, but I'm sure it was Jack and Dexter that first introduced
How
that.
do they manage that? On the PS2 as well,
It's impressive. Yeah.
Because now they're boasting that for the next
A
gen.
PS2.
PS2.
Yeah, I think I had a lot of fun with that as well, and I was so begging for a full-on remake, and then I want Naughty Dog to do that.
So it got sequels though, didn't it?
Yeah, it got sequels.
But it just never remake.
Yeah, no, not remake. Not like how. Well, Ratchet and Clank's not a remake; it's a sequel, isn't it? Yeah, the new one. Yeah.
It's a sequel.
It's a sequel. So I think you're going up to Jack and Dexter 3.
Yeah, it's
And then-
a
and then
trilogy,
it's-
isn't it? Yeah.
Yeah, and then it just ended.
And were these all on PS2?
Definitely Jack and Dexter on PS2. I don't know if the third one come up to PS3. I'm not too sure. That's a good question. I'm assuming it was all on PS2.
Yeah, it wasn't on PS3. I think
No.
they missed that whole gen
Yeah.
cycle. Yeah.
Yeah, I was just begging it to come back. Or a sequel would do me, but remake the original trilogy, that would be badass, man.
Absolutely.
That'd be so good. I think the game, just the color, it was amazing, man. It's so good. It's such a good platform game.
Yeah, especially from an artist's point
artistic,
of view,
yeah.
isn't it? They really designed that.
Amazing.
It's a good choice.
John, you're number 5, sir.
My number 5 is an old game, Red Faction.
Oh, nice.
I'd like to see a remaster of it. The story was quite good, so I don't want a reimagining or anything like that. Bring the graphics up into today's standard and leave the rest of it alone. That would be a good game.
I swear they've just brought that back.
I don't know.
Like Red Faction Gorilla or something.
I know it.
Yeah, there is
one that's just come back.
But it's
There's a
not a
remake. It's remaster or whatever. Is it not?
What, recently?
Yeah, it's on the Switch,
It's on the Switch,
or
but
something.
I don't know if it's a remake or a sequel.
I don't know. I mean, there was only one Red Faction game I liked, and that was Armageddon. That game was shit back in the day.
I never quite got into Red Faction. I don't
Oh
know
my
why.
god, you need to play
Yeah, but
Armageddon.
it was one of the first
Yeah.
games where you could destroy scenery.
Yes, everything was destructible.
It was, what they called geomod technology. They called it in them days. Everything had a fancy name. But in an old game, if there was a locked door, you'd have to find the key for it, or maybe on one of the enemies, he might have the passcode. But in Red Faction, you could just shoot the door down. You couldn't do that in a game before.
Big G, if that hasn't sold you, right, to play Red Faction, hear me out. To play Red Faction Armageddon, two words.
Yeah.
Unicorn gun.
Yeah.
Unicorn gun. Right, so basically it's a cuddly toy of a unicorn.
Oh yeah.
He puts his head over your shoulder, and you pull his tail, and a massive laser comes out, and he destroys everything.
Out of his ass.
Yep, out of his ass. And as you pull the tail, you see him strain over your shoulder. I kid you not. It is one of my favourite guns. When we do an episode on video game weaponry,
Yes,
that's in my top 5.
I thought yours was Isaac's pew pew.
No, that's in there. That's in there as well. Pew pew. But Isaac's pew pew and the unicorn gun in Red Faction Armageddon. I'm telling you, man, look it up. It is fucking fun. It's brilliant. It's so stupid, but it's brilliant. Is that yours, John?
That's it. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a good choice. Good choice. I never knew it came out on PC. I always thought that was a PS2 game.
No, I think it was released. It might have come on PS2 first,
And then...
but then it was put on all.
Okay.
all
I never knew that. So my number 5 is actually my favourite Star Wars game ever, and it's the N64 game Shadows of the Empire.
Oh, what a game!
Okay.
I am begging for that to be remade, because when you first ever played it, that was when you could play the Battle of Hoth from Empire Strikes Back, and the graphics then are phenomenal. But unfortunately, GameCube done that with Rogue Squadron 2,
Yeah, that was amazing. Yeah.
and so up the ante with that. But the story was so good because it was connected between Empire and Return of the Jedi as well. So it would fit into. It's like when we were talking about Alien Isolation, how the story can actually intertwine with the films and stuff. So that's what Shadows of the Empire was like. But the character you play, I forget his friggin' name now, was practically Han Solo, but more smuggler version of it. And you had like a mini Millennium Falcon as well, whatnot. But every level was different. Like one part you're on a speeder bike, 1 minute you're shooting TIE fighters, another level you're taking down sea creatures, another one you're taking out bounty hunters and what. It was just crazy. And I'm begging for a remaster. I believe it came on PC eventually as well. Yeah, I would love to see that remaster, because if you look at it now, the graphics are pretty shoddy. I mean, it's a clunky Nintendo 64 look sort of thing. Apart from the first level, which was the Battle of Hoth, looks phenomenal. But after that, they didn't look right.
Was it like a first-person shooter?
No, it's third-person shooter.
Okay.
But then again, like I said, everything was different. Every level was a different thing. But yeah, I would definitely love to see that.
It's funny because my 4th is a Star Wars game as well.
Your what, sorry?
My 4th is a Star Wars game.
No, that's not mine. That's my number 5.
That's his number
Goku
5.
started.
Oh, right.
Yeah, we're doing something different this episode.
You let the cat out the bag.
It's definitely.
Okay.
It was either that or I was going to put Dark Forces on there. If you don't know what Dark Forces is, it's a really old Star Wars PC game, which was first-person shooter. But back then, it was mind-blowing, the graphics for it at the time. It was practically Doom, but for Star Wars, if you will, sort of thing. But I really do enjoy Shadows of the Empire. It was one of the reasons why I had an N64 at the time.
Do you remember the Star Wars game that came out after the movie, Phantom Menace?
Oh, I played that.
Yeah, it was basically...
The actual Phantom Menace game,
the
or
movie?
pod racing.
No, pod racing is amazing.
Pod
But no,
race.
not the pod racing one.
Yeah.
It's out on a Switch again. But,
Isn't that right, Nintendo boy?
Yeah.
I knew you'd plug that.
no, you prompt that.
I didn't plug anything. I just said pod racing.
I remember. Do you remember playing that?
I remember playing one,
Yeah.
the racing one.
No,
Is it RPG?
It was literally Phantom Menace.
it was
wasn't
like
Yeah.
a third person.
Yeah.
It's just
Yeah.
basically the story of Phantom Menace.
Phantom Menace,
It's
yeah.
an RPG style, though, right?
No, it was just like a third person.
It literally was like a 3D platformer
Yeah.
of just Phantom
It was
Menace.
pretty impressive.
Yeah.
But
Nothing amazing, but BG liked it.
it wasn't amazing, but
Yeah. It was
because
wicked,
you're talking about that game.
No, it was good.
Triggered a memory.
It is it's one of those games that got a bad review, but was actually not that bad at the end of the day.
Yeah.
So that's my number 5. Goku, what is your number
Amazing.
4, sir?
Number 4. Okay, I'm really going to annoy someone in this one because I know it's in their top 4. But let's move down the list, and it is Metal Gear Solid. The original.
Okay.
Am I allowed?
No,
Shall
you
I
are
continue?
allowed,
Let him
but
speak.
it's been remade already. That's why it's not.
Yeah, but in honesty,
that's the thing.
that remake has stayed there. It's not really come back.
Yeah.
It's like if you want to play it, you're going to have to go and dig out your GameCube for that.
Are you talking about the original Metal Gear Solid, yeah?
Yeah, the
Just to
original.
confirm,
Metal
okay.
Yeah, that's it. The original Metal Gear Solid. Yeah. The reason I'll tell you why, because I over Christmas I bought a Christmas present to myself, and it was the PlayStation.
I swear you put that in there on purpose.
Yeah, I'm actually fucking annoyed. 'Cause I was like,
But no, you are right. There is a remake for it. So
Yeah.
Twin Snakes, wasn't it?
yeah,
Twin
I'm
Snakes.
fuming right now.
Yeah.
sorry, go carry on.
So playing the original, the PlayStation, the mini PlayStation, the one that comes out with the pre-installed games, the original PlayStation 1.
The classic.
The classic
Yeah.
one, yeah. And one of the games on that is Metal Gear Solid, and I'm replaying that. Again, like
On the
you know,
on the classic.
on the classic.
Are you really?
Yeah, and what's amazing about that is because it's original graphics and everything about it, just reliving that. I remember when it came out, and I would watch like the gals play it, especially Big G, who missed a day off school to play. It was an instant day for me.
I'm surprised it was just one day.
Yeah. He told his mum he was sick.
He was on furlough.
In all fairness, I think we've all done that.
I think we've all done.
really.
That's
We've
true.
all been
Yeah.
done that.
To be
Well,
fair,
I'm
we've
not
all
well.
done that.
I'm not well. I can't go and work.
It's not well. Just one more round of Ridge Racer, I'll be fine.
And it's funny they come down later. So you're not well,
Yeah.
but you're able to play games.
Exactly.
Okay.
Yeah. Good. Okay. I get it now. Yeah. Yeah. So that's originally playing that and kind of reliving it, but now I'm properly playing it and kind of understanding, because I think when you were younger and playing it, you played it, but now you're understanding the roles and kind of like
story.
the story more. You're a bit more understanding of what a diversion means and stuff like this, and military terms and even weapons on that and stuff like that. My favorite
Hamas.
villain of all time is Psycho Mantis, who happens to be in that game. It's something. Again, we're going to talk about that. In fact, I'm going to leave Gal, to talk about that, because he wants to kill me now.
How does that
He wants to do a Bart Simpson.
that boss work with the
Yeah.
mini? Do you still have to swap the?
Controllers, yeah.
Really?
You got to change the ports without any spoilers. But a lot of that psychology in that's what I'm going to say, is still in that. They happen to fix that in a game, yeah. But the reason why I want that to be remastered is I think it's perfect time now to just do that. Everything's there. If they do it for the PS5, the whole new game again, I will pay full price again for that. Definitely. Just keep the story the same. Okay, maybe the graphics improve that, the mechanics, the technology, the fact that now they've added microphones in it as well.
I don't think
just
the
be
gameplay.
something
I think they have
genius.
to change it up. But I didn't.
You reckon? Yeah.
Like not the same sort of top-down view. I don't think it'll work no more.
Okay, yeah,
I think it has
sure,
to be
sure.
like
Yeah,
yeah,
I see what you mean. Yeah,
some
yeah.
things won't work now.
They won't work now.
I
Yeah.
think they should just redo the whole thing, like
From ground
I mean,
up.
it's a good classic game, but I don't know. I hope they don't
Yes.
ruin it if they redo it from ground upwards.
Yeah,
Because
yeah.
Something like Resident Evil 2 and 3, that was like remastered, something like that, but not too out of the way. Just
Exactly.
They have to change the whole thing, because I don't know.
That's it. That's it.
Yeah, I think that's what I'd want them to.
Yeah.
If you played number 4, you actually go back to Shadow Moses.
I know. I saw that bit. Yeah, that was very.
That's
a
one of
good
my
little
greatest,
Easter egg.
Mate, when that happens, I mind fucking blown.
He loves doing these bits where like there's a bit of the snake. You look at him, and it's just before he gets to Shadow Moses in number 4, but. He's having a dream, but he wakes up and he's the old snake. Like
Yeah, and he's got the
just for a little,
grey.
the pixelated version.
Oh, the pixel. Yeah,
It's like he
Yeah.
does little
Yeah.
weird things like that. It's amazing.
that's right. Yeah, yeah,
But
Nice little touch, isn't it?
Yeah.
yeah, yeah.
Even the fight with the wolf, that big snow area, you get to,
Yeah.
they show like small flashbacks of it.
That's
Amazing.
got to be one of
Yeah.
the greatest memories in games. Like when I was
Definitely.
playing that game and I didn't know that was happening, and
Yeah.
like, oh my god, they're going back to Shadow Moses.
It's happening.
Oh, man, that
yeah,
was-
yeah. I honestly thought that'd be a teaser.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I genuinely
exactly.
think. I think as much as I would love a remake on number 1,
Yeah,
I think it's just best to leave it alone.
yeah, sure.
To be honest,
I respect that.
As much as I would love,
Yeah.
thinking back
I
now,
totally
don't-
respect that.
I think they should just leave it.
Yeah,
And I don't think
Yeah.
they will ever do it though, because
yeah, they won't.
Konami's nothing without
Exactly.
Hideo.
It'd be nice, but to see the original, done
Yeah.
originally, that's
I think it's just
It's
one of
it's
those
okay
games
to leave it.
where
Yeah.
like it's almost like a statue. Like when you look at a statue, you see
Yeah.
the history behind it. Like it's just like a relic of time for me.
That's right.
Like, just leave it like
Just leave it
yeah,
as
just
it
leave
is.
it. Yeah.
Leave it. Yeah, I like that.
Should we just do a Metal Gear
No,
episode? Or can we carry on with people's top 5s? Courage, number 4, sir. What is your number 4?
My number 4, the remake I want is Splinter Cell. No,
Which one though, or just the
I
original?
would say original, and maybe even the Pandora's Tomorrow.
Yes.
I like that one. That was a good one.
That one's still not outdated though. I reckon the
You
first.
could still go back to it.
Yeah. So,
Again, it's a tactical espionage game like Metal Gear Solid is. It's just the whole fact. I think the iconic thing about Splinter Cell was obviously the 3 night vision goggle people thing. Or it's just.
I think when you go into the night vision mode as well, the colours and the noise.
And he's always got that pistol around with him in the silencer. Yeah.
Yeah.
I did like those games.
Yeah, it was amazing. I think towards the end, the last Splinter Cell ended up having an online game, multiplayer game, didn't it? Was it Double Agent?
Yes, I
Or
think
Blacklist,
yeah.
actually. Yeah, it might have been Blacklist. Yeah.
I think I've died out. I didn't play the recent last one. I don't know. Just for some reason, it felt like the other Tom Clancy games, near enough.
Like Ghost Recon, stuff like that. Yeah.
I don't know.
really did enjoy
It's
it.
still stealth mechanics in that are amazing.
Absolutely. Kaj, would you change? I mean, the graphics. Would you change the gameplay like the way it was, or would you keep that the same? Like a lot of the stealth equipment that you'd had in that.
Obviously, I'll just keep it. I would like to keep it the same.
Yeah.
Obviously, it's ream the
Just
graphics.
Just update the graphics. Leave everything.
Yeah, just maybe more, accessibility with the actual newer controllers and stuff like that.
Exactly.
Other than that, I don't mess around with any story or
No.
whatnot.
Because that's what made the Splinter Cell games: the story, the character. So you don't need to change that part of it.
Yeah, that's it. That's the main bit. Double G, your number 4.
Yes, my number 4
Good pick.
is... yeah, it's pretty good actually, that one. My number 4 is another Nintendo game, and it's on Game Boy Advance.
For fuck's sake.
There's so many games on Game Boy Advance they have not remade, and they have to be remade with Switch especially, so they need to do it. So I need to get this out there and share it with people. Advance Wars. You must have heard of Advance Wars.
Yeah. Kaj owes me £5 because that was a bet.
Come on, none of you played Advance Wars? I think.
Hell
Gareth
yeah.
and G have. Yeah, exactly. It's just like Wargroove and what's the other game that's come out? Fire Emblem. Got that. I think they've copied it from. They got the element from this. It's a turn-based like strategy game. Yeah, and you just build your army and you just fight the enemy. But it's so much to it. Like they had they had the 3DS version. They had like 3 different versions of it. It's very good. But that being remastered on the Switch would be quite impressive. So I'm actually surprised why they haven't done it yet. So yeah,
It may well do.
Yeah. Again, I think it's one of those ones. I think, how would you remake that though? Because it's very cartoonish. Sort of. Would you go with like real, phenomenal graphics or
Cell shaded?
cell shaded?
like that.
How would you do it?
same concept as how they did Fire Emblem, just like that. Just like little. It doesn't have to be amazing graphics. Just slightly better. Just more because that was on the 3DS, so it's like it has to be more 3D. Just make it more 3D, and that's it. More.
So basically, Advance was just like upgrade it to Fire Emblem style.
That's it. Yeah. Yeah, it doesn't need like a full, just like a little remaster. I don't think it will be that much of an effort, and just they can mess around with the whole game as well. Add a couple of stuff and make it pretty good. I'm pretty sure a lot of people will probably be asking for that. I'm pretty sure, yeah. That had a lot of a fan base as well.
That needs a damn sequel as well. They stopped it with 2, isn't it? Advance Wars 2.
Yeah.
There's a sequel as well.
Yeah, I'll let you do your.
That'll be for another episode list. Top 5 sequels needed.
We got number 4.
So my number 4 is I forgot what platform this was. Damn it! Star Wars: Knights of the Old Republic.
Original Xbox.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Forgot about that. Yeah,
I remember that one.
yeah. Thing is, I think there was 2 as well. Star Wars: Knights of the Republic. Yeah. I think both of them need to be remastered, to be honest. And I remember
That's why I put them in the honorable mentions.
Yeah.
There is rumours though. Apparently, there might
wasn't
be
there a
remastered.
third one?
No,
But there was some CGI graphics for it.
there was a Knights of the Republic, but it was very World of Warcraft esque. You had to have a subscription to play it.
Oh,
It was on PC only.
That's a bit of a shame.
Yeah,
Was it any good though?
I never played it. I never had a PC.
What I loved, I think it's one of those games where like if anyone played Mass Effect,
Yeah.
it's basically like
Didn't
that.
love Mass Effect.
Yeah, it's a bit like that, but you're a Star Wars character. Like I think you could get to choose a bounty hunter or Jedi or whatever, and you go out in this world, and depending on your actions and what choices you make, you become either a dark.
You pick your destiny, really.
Yeah, it's what a Star Wars game. You're basically in the Star Wars universe, and you can be what you want, sort of thing. And you obviously, I think you get to recruit teams just like Mass Effect. And it was when that came out, that was just amazing. It was just like, this.
It's open world, stupid question, right?
Yes,
Yes, it was. Yeah.
just like a third person.
Yeah,
Third
it's
person,
when it was actually done by the same guys that did Mass Effect.
Oh, really? Oh,
BioWare.
there, see, yeah.
That must have
Yeah.
been one of the first open world games then. It's quite a while back, wasn't it?
What, for Star Wars?
Or any really, isn't it? At that time.
I wouldn't know about that, but
For
it
Star-
definitely was for Star Wars.
Yeah, it was
Oh, Star Wars,
for
yeah.
Star Wars. That was like new, and it was just like, oh, this is brilliant, man. And it was so good, and that deserves.
When did that come out?
Early 2000, 2002.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll beat you then.
Have you not played it?
No,
You've played it. Oh, Joe, you've mentioned.
I know of it, but I've never played it. Yet.
Yeah, I thought. Yeah, that.
But I've only played it recently. I never played it when it came out.
Did you not? Oh, when it came out,
Because I was never into RPGs back then. RPGs weren't my thing. I had played an RPG which was Final Fantasy VII.
Oh, okay.
But me being ignorant about RPGs, I'm not a fan of the whole turn-based.
This wasn't
thing.
turn-based.
But it kind of is.
It's not. Really?
It kind of is. Think about it.
No, because you can. It's like a hack and slash.
Is it though?
I would say so.
Okay. But no, I thought all RPGs were very turn-based. Obviously, it's not the case at all. But I never knew that because I was just being an ignorant gamer at the time and wanted to play easier games.
Some RPGs are turn-based, yeah, but not the majority of them are.
Yeah, but I done like you attack, then it's your turn to attack.
I'm the same.
And then it's your turn. No, it's stupid. It's fucking retarded.
I don't know.
I'm sure Knights of the Republic wasn't, but what I loved was each character that you recruit was damn good, man. Yeah. And then it is, I think it's very Mass Effect ish because in Mass Effect you recruit and throughout the game you recruit and then you obviously do your main objective. But this one was so good because you can, do the villainous thing, join the Sith. Yeah. Or become like a Jedi sort of thing. And it was just, at the time, it was just pretty good. And I think if they redo that now, I think it's just a game to get into right now if they remake it.
Yeah. Do you think it could be like almost like a DLC for Mass Effect? I mean, not a DLC, but if it used exactly the same.
Actually, yeah.
Just decorate it. No?
I don't think so personally, but
I think that would just basically Mass Effect would. I think it would be.
No, it's not, dude. It's not. Come on, it's not.
It is. Dude,
I played it recently. It's not.
I don't know, man.
It's your turn. Your turn. This is your turn.
No, I think you're thinking of a wrong game. It's not like that.
I'm just teasing you, dude.
Oh, yeah, that's my one.
John, number 4.
Right, I want a remake rather than a remaster of the original Fallout 1 and 2. Because
they're very different games, weren't they?
Yes, because 3 and 4 was done more like 3D, third person, but 1 and 2 was almost top down. And don't get me wrong, they're classics in their own right, but I just think I'd love to see them as 3 and 4 are. I'd love to see a third person version of them. So that will be my number 4.
Nice, short but sweet, good choice. Nice. My number 4 is going to be the obvious of all my in my top 5, and that's Half-Life. Oh yeah, the first one. I mean, I know fans have technically remade it, and it's called Black Mesa, but it is a terrible remake. I mean, I respect the fans. Yeah, but basically a big community of massive fans of Half-Life have pretty much come together and tried to do their own remaster of it, and it's not that great, to be honest, guys.
I gave up.
when you introduce, I think a few episodes ago, when John introduced it in his top 5 games of all time, if I asked you guys to go back and play it now, you'd be like, "Oh, these graphics are shit."
Especially
but it's a 20-year-old game though.
Second one holds up, I reckon.
Second one definitely does. Don't get me wrong, but if you look at 2 is very dated compared to the 2. And I think it's worthy of a remaster. Even if Valve doesn't want to do it, just get a different company to do it for them. Yeah. It's well deserved.
It needs to be done
properly. Nothing against you fans if you're listening out there.
Yep, no.
You did a good, you did a job, but you didn't do a good enough job. It was a good try. It was a good try.
It's nice to have a community who just, full on to do that. That's amazing. I didn't even know that.
Yeah.
It's impressive.
Yeah, it wasn't called Half-Life though, it was called Black Mesa.
Yeah.
So it wasn't really...
I might have to check out the screenshots.
Have a look at it. I mean, I think there might be videos of it on
I'll
YouTube.
send you a trailer
to be honest.
for it.
Yeah.
But yeah. That's my number 4. Goku, what's number 3?
My number 3 is a PC game.
Come on.
And it's Commandos 2.
Yes.
Yes, you played that, John?
Yeah.
Anyone
I've
else
played them
played
all.
that?
Commandos 2.
Yes.
Oh, wow.
I've played
Yeah.
them all. Yeah.
Oh yeah, definitely. And it's I played that when I was like 11, and I had this new Dell PC, and the game ran it. My friend came in, and my Ukrainian friend, and if you know Ukrainians, lovely people, but they all love war. So he introduced me to this game, and I love him to bits for that because it was a difficult game, wasn't it?
Yeah.
That was a proper stealth game.
Yeah. And the other is like a top-down view, and the graphics looked amazing. And the reason why
Yeah,
the
they
graphics
weren't
looked
bad,
amazing,
were they, for the time?
for the time, yeah, I guess because it's stationary in a sense, and you're moving around the map. It's like this is the map, and the camera just moves around, and you're kind of controlling the characters and stuff. Yeah, I would love to see that being remade. Yeah, because I think like at the time it was groundbreaking, but I'd like to see them kind of just work on that game one more. Maybe even try the 3D thing. I don't know if it would work, but they could definitely do that again. I think a lot of people now, but thinking about it now, it's one of those games that had to be on PC because you're clicking on certain areas, and that was the stealth aspect of it. But now you get those games where you're moving a cursor with your analog, and it doesn't feel as right.
No.
But you could do that on the Xbox now because Xbox has mouse and keyboard support the new ones, so it would definitely.
Yes, it does, John.
Yeah.
I know, but not all games support it yet.
The great debate. Yeah. So that's that was that. And also just Commandos 2 in general. Like I learned a lot about World War II through that game, which is surprising. I mean, there's so many things.
It's not really story though. It's just more just strategy, right?
It's strategy. Yeah.
Stealth and strategy.
Stealth.
You had about like 4 characters that you control, isn't it?
That's
the
right.
Lady,
you had like the sapper, who's like a demolition, the green beret,
The sniper.
the sniper.
I was always the sniper.
Yeah. Oh yeah, the sniper was so cool.
But you get to control all of them, don't you?
Yeah, you do.
Yeah.
But you'd have a favourite.
You take turns when you hit one another.
Yeah.
I tell you once. I think I told. I think I told you, God, what I did with that game. I think that was my first PC, like one of the strategy games.
That's right.
And I couldn't figure out what to do on one of the levels. And I was literally, I think on school holidays, and I was literally sitting down. How the fuck do I do this? And I slept the whole night. And consciously, I was thinking about what I was doing the whole night. And I woke up the next morning, and I was like, "Fuck it, I got it."
Yeah.
Woke up, And I turned the PC on first thing in the morning, like 8 o'clock in the morning. I don't know, I fucking did it, and it worked. I don't know how I came up with it. Strategy worked during the night.
Not only do you starve for your games, but you stream about them as well.
I'm not like it did work. I've actually dreamt the whole night of what I was going to do. I've done it.
But
Yes.
you like that game then.
Yeah.
There's a game coming out now done with today's graphics
Oh.
with that type of a storyline,
Oh.
but it's a Western version. It's called Desperados 3.
I saw that.
You should see
I saw
that
the trailer for
gameplay.
that.
That is amazing.
Is that like?
Yeah,
Commandos
it's
2?
coming out now.
Oh,
Yeah, the link to
fantastic!
that,
I will, yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, I haven't played. I think I played the first one. Never played the second one.
Yeah.
The third one is, if it's not out already, it's coming out.
It's coming out.
I've seen some of the game.
There's lots of reviews for it.
Yeah, I've
so
seen a couple of videos on
Yeah.
YouTube of people playing it, but then they'll be playing like the open beta or the advanced copy that the publishers would have given them.
Sure.
So it's a bit hard sometimes to work out when these games are coming out.
Yes.
But the gameplay in it is pure Commandos.
Oh, that's
but it's
fantastic.
Cowboys. So.
Oh, check that out.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's really good. Yeah, but I'll definitely want to see.
Yeah, I want to
Commandos
get
2
it myself and play it. So
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, that's my number 3. Number 3.
Kurj, what's your number 3, sir?
My number 3 is a game called Tenchu Stealth Assassins on
Nice.
PlayStation 1. You guys remember that?
Yeah.
Badass game, wasn't it?
I forgot about
Yeah, it
that.
clocked me about we were recording throughout this episode, and I had to change my list because of that. But yeah, that was amazing. I mean, another
Stealth
game on my list. One more on my list later on, but I'll tell you that later.
Does it begin with them?
No.
Thank God for that.
Maybe.
That was a challenging game though.
It was hard.
Yeah.
And I bet at the time the graphics were pretty good,
Yeah.
Game mechanics weren't bad for a PlayStation 1 game.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, very good.
There was only
When
two.
you creeped up behind and then...
Yeah.
It was all about the stealth and that.
There was a part 2 for that.
I'm sure
There was. I think
It was,
I think
wasn't
it
it?
was 3 actually.
Oh, well, I never got to that far, but number 1 did impress me.
Definitely,
Very
yeah.
good. You had the main character Rikimaru and
the girl as well, isn't it?
Yeah, two. Yeah, so there's two with the guy. You switch between them, and you had the boss fights and stuff, and you get these the caltrops, the kind of traps, and you get the poison rice cakes,
Did you have
rice balls.
I can't remember. So you had to finish all the levels stealthily, or could you go out killing them? You couldn't.
No, you had to do stealth.
You have
stealthily,
to do it stealth,
yeah.
and you get a rating for that, don't you?
I think that Master Ninja or something like that. Yeah, it keeps going up. Oh, what an amazing game, man! Remastered that. Imagine that.
That'd be badass.
Isn't it?
I swear the third one was on PS2 or something. There definitely
I think you're right. Yeah.
There definitely has been an upgraded version from one.
Yeah,
I think that would be really good nowadays.
I wanted to get. I think at the time we did want to get on the PS2, but I don't think we got around to it.
Well, you're getting Ghost of Tsushima now, so.
Oh yeah, there you go, isn't it?
That does look good.
Oh, is that, and you have Sekiro to replace it now, isn't it?
It was damn hard, man. You can't. Whoever's complete that game, hats off to you.
You need skills.
Sekiro Guru here.
That guy's brilliant.
All right, Little G, you're number 3.
My one is, I think Gog will be happy with it.
Wait. Is it a Game Boy Advance game?
No, it's not. It's actually a PlayStation 2 game. Burnout 3. Take Two.
Takedown.
2 was on there. It was either 2 or 3, but I think I preferred 3 a lot more.
I like 3.
Yeah, it was the whole satisfaction of taking another vehicle out and you'd get a boost and it's just constantly going. Yeah,
soundtrack was good to that
game.
The
music, soundtrack with that was amazing. Yeah, so that out of all the Burnouts, number 2 was one of my favorites as well, but it was out of 2 or 3, but Takedown was the best, and I thought out of a remaster, out of all of them, I mean, if they do a remaster, they're probably going to do 1, 2, and the whole 3 as a bundle, so, but yeah, definitely Takedown would be one of the best ones.
Isn't there a new one coming now?
No, they brought Paradise City on the Switch, and
I don't quite like that one.
I don't know why they keep putting like the Paradise. That's on the Game Pass now, isn't it?
Yeah.
Right?
I think
maybe.
I think it will. I mean, they put it on. I don't know if they're taking off, but it's just I wasn't a big fan of Paradise. So,
it was okay. It wasn't 3.
It wasn't 3.
Exactly.
After Takedown, it was just went down. I mean, they need to do a game like Takedown again. That's what I'm saying. That needs a remaster.
Definitely. Yeah. Quickly, one thing that annoyed me talking about Paradise City is that there's a Guns N' Roses song on that called Paradise City, and I love that song. Yeah. Right? And when you hear it again and again, it gets annoying. Yeah. Because that's the only thing that plays on the music. Down, and you're just like, okay. At first, then after that, it's like,
exactly. You need a good soundtrack and music, because it keeps you playing. Yeah,
it's what I picked up on when Ant said, the music in that. Because imagine, like, for example, you're driving normally, and then music-wise, all you've got is just like the drums, the dum, the dum, the dum. But when then you boost, all of a sudden the power chord of the guitar comes like dun 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 dun, and it goes dun 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 dun. So little things like that, it really did make a difference, you know.
Yeah. Do you remember the crash mode?
Oh, that was the best.
Did all of them have it? I can't.
No,
yes.
You loved that.
I think that was the best.
This guy he wants so badly wanted to crash cars off.
What that does is you rack up points. You do like a crazy cash, and you all these. So there's an intersection.
Yeah, there's an intersection, and it's filled with cars. And the idea is that you try and crash the most cars and get the most money.
Yeah,
that's why it doesn't own a car.
I just thought it was addictive. Like,
wasn't there one where you like crashing the buses, and the more buses that blew up?
Yeah, that's basically.
This guy would like. I think at that time you can record the crashes.
That's right.
Yeah,
and he will save it, and then he'll be like, "Oh, come on, I need to show you this crash." It's just like, "You're not, man. You're crazy. You got issues."
Don't give him a car.
Yeah, that's why he doesn't. It's just
that's a good
public
choice.
transport.
A lot of people got a few racing games in there.
I love my racing, man. I do love
my racing. You did mention your Gran Turismo.
Yeah, that one. I mean, I was going to put that in, but they don't need to. They're going to release one on the new PS when they kind of work on it. You don't need to remaster a game like that because they're just.
Would you make Takedown open world like Paradise City, or would you?
No.
Thank God for that.
No.
I'm so happy you guys are saying.
I think that's one of the things I lacked with Paradise City was there was no multiplayer, no split screen, nothing.
Yeah, exactly.
That probably would have been a perfect game if there was multiplayer or split screen on that.
Definitely,
yeah, definitely.
That's right. Big G, what is your number 3?
Yes, I might need your help with refreshing my memory with this one because I never quite owned it. I only played it visiting my mate's house back in the day. I played it quite a lot. It's a game on the Dreamcast. Mm-hmm. Power Stone. And I think that one deserves a remake, a proper remake. And for some reason, I'm getting this vibe that it's kind of like Smash Brothers.
It's better than Smash Brothers.
Oh,
It wipes the floor of Smash Brothers.
I know
Smash Brothers can suck a dick compared to Power Stone.
You're gonna upset some of the
I haven't
viewers.
even heard of this game. So how
You're upsetting me.
You never played Power Stone?
No, I never heard of Dreamcast.
Oh my god, dude! It was literally like a 3D arena. You picked a character specifically, and you would fight normally. But as you did it, certain gems would drop down, and if you collected 3, your fighter would be like this Super Saiyan badass motherfucker, and you would take him out within minutes or so. But the point of it, the game is to stop them getting to that gem. And but you can interact with the environment. So if you swing on a pole, you can spin attack and kick them out of the way and whatnot. It's brilliant.
Nah, man,
Absolutely phenomenal.
Not better than Smash Brothers.
No,
It's way better.
It is
Seriously,
phenomenal.
look it up on YouTube, whatever.
Like it's one of those games where when it first came out, it was just like amazing because it's like what he said. I think it's one of those games where you can use the arena well, like you said, like jump off there.
Every arena was
different.
I know Smash Brothers is near enough the same thing, but there was like one where you're at one stage you're on a pirate ship, and then the next one you're up in the air on top of a plane, trying not to get blown off and stuff like that. It's just it's incredible.
I'm so gutted I never owned a Dreamcast because there were some phenomenal games in it, and that was one that
Very
I
underrated.
literally had to go to my friend's house to play it. That's how sad it was, but amazing. That's my
very good pick.
top 3, yeah. John?
My number 3, Max Payne.
Nice.
Yes, John.
Torn though between a remaster or a remake. The story was good and the dialogue was good, so maybe just a graphics overhaul.
Definitely a remake, because
But
Yes.
I am beginning to think that maybe a remake would.
if they could do it to Max Payne 3 standards.
Yeah,
I'll be
yeah,
up for that.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah, Max Payne 3 was the one in South America.
Yes.
Yeah, brilliant game.
But yeah,
That
I'd
ending's
love to see.
epic as well.
Yeah. But yeah, I'd like to see that.
Good choice. My number 3 is actually a Nintendo game.
Oh yeah, go on. Yeah, let's hear it.
It's actually one of my favorite Mario games. That's Super Mario 64.
Oh, nice.
Now I know it got remade for the DS.
Yes, it did,
But
yeah.
could you imagine Super Mario 64 on the Switch?
Yes, I can.
Boom.
That's a very good call. Like, that would have been amazing. A very good remaster. Actually,
Definitely.
Yeah. No,
But
good.
because the DS added like the mini games and stuff like that. If you put that onto the Switch, because the Switch is touchscreen as well, isn't
Yeah.
it? So yeah, that's
what a
my
game.
number 3, hands down.
I'm actually surprised I didn't think of that. Yeah, that would have been a very good one.
Amazing.
There's so many games, like Nintendo games, that need to be remastered that they haven't done yet, and that's definitely one of them.
Well, the rumor is because Mario is 35 years old this year, that remake might be a possibility.
oh wow, that's
Because they're going to redo some of the stuff that and bring it to the Switch at some. Well, so it's supposedly November this year, but
that'd
we'll
be
see.
amazing if they did.
We'll
Oh.
see.
Well, you might hear it because there's a Nintendo Direct this month as well.
There you go. So it is a possibility. I've got my fingers crossed. We'll see. That's my number 3. Go for what's your number
Nice.
2?
My number 2. Okay, this is again like a tough call. And it was a game that you'd never expect. It's Kane and Lynch 2. Dog Days. I don't know. I don't think anyone
I never
has
played him,
that.
but I know of him.
Yeah. And
I remember
again,
that, yeah.
Yeah, and the reason why that
top,
played
okay.
out to me, for it to be number 2, to be honest, it's this idea that there's two guys and they're on a heist in Hong Kong, and it's like the whole setting of the Hong Kong, like the area itself. I mean, on the PS3 it was, but that was just fantastic, and it needed a remake. You know, it deserves a remake, and just the whole mechanics behind it. They had a multiplayer mode where it's a bit like the game Payday, where you're kind of like robbers and you're just basically stealing bags of cash and going into the car.
It's a cooperative game now, I believe. wasn't
Yeah,
it?
and it's co-op as well. Yeah,
Yeah,
and it just has so much potential to be a
I'm
remake.
confused
in
with
itself.
that with the Army of Two. Wasn't that?
But now you see,
Oh.
Army 2 came out at the same time. That's why.
Yes. Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
So
Very
what
similar.
is it? Third person?
It's third person. Yeah, you're playing as two guys who are literally going through a midlife crisis almost, and one of them's like an expat who's living in Hong Kong. And the other guy hunts him down and says, "Listen, let's just go rob a bank or something." And
So
I think there's more
throughout the
to
game,
it.
you're just
Yeah.
robbing banks and making money.
It's actually more than that. To be honest, I can't remember what it was. I know I should really think about this. Yeah, but honestly, I remember at the time.
I
thinking it's
remember
about
you
how-
playing it. Yeah,
Yeah,
I know you
yeah.
were into it back then. But
Exactly. It was just like the little things.
There's
like,
2 of them, I believe, wasn't there?
It's
Two
two.
Kane
Yeah,
Lynches.
there was number 1 and number 2 just built on it and just.
So which one would you like remade?
Yeah, number 2. Yeah,
Really?
Number 2. I'd like to see number 2 remade. that's it's got potential now with everything that's, the graphics and just the realism of modern games and stuff. It's really good. And one of those games where when you shoot someone with a shotgun and they go flying through the door, it just feels so good. That game was, that's satisfactional. Yeah,
I thought you were going to put Hitman in there.
Oh yeah,
that's number one.
I was maybe. Yeah.
Okay,
good point. Yeah, but that's not my number 2.
Nice pick.
Yeah,
Courage. Number 2.
My number 2 is, I would prefer it to be a remaster, not a remake as such.
Okay.
Sure you guys would agree as well. Is Left 4 Dead. I mean, you just know what we need for that. I mean, the story already was not much of a story.
Not a full blown remastered remake. Just
a reamp. Yeah.
Is that because the new one? The rumors of a new one coming?
Yeah. Well, it's pretty much that's what it is. But that's not. You can't really class it as a remake, and it's not a whole different game, isn't it?
Because I think you can still play it now. We can just pick it up now.
Yeah.
But then
if they were to like make a definitive edition, I think all the old players that used to play it will come back and play it again, kind of thing. Have more, player base.
Yeah.
Matchmaking will be a lot easier. Yeah, that's my number 2. And Luigi.
My number 2 is it has to be Time Splitters Future Perfect. Dude, that game, I spent hours. It had everything.
So
the multiplayer on that. Like it was an online multiplayer. I think if you could connect it, but we used to get a multi-tab back in the day. I think you connect up and used to play 4-player. And they had so many characters to choose from, like 200-300. It had so many gameplay options. Not even that, the story, if you played it, it had time travel in it, and it was amazing. I loved that. I think that's where that's when I started loving time travel. Where it was a bit of time travel here and there, but the story was amazing. And definitely a remaster of that. I'm surprised they haven't done it again. Even the old ones, like the Time Splitters 1 and 2 as well, but Future Perfect was my favourite one. They definitely need to remaster that. Or they should do it as a bundle. Like that's what we do.
Yeah, that'd be good.
Isn't it something to do with the company? They can't do it no more.
I don't know.
Or I don't know.
Yeah, I think
there's always rumours it's going to come back at some point, but it's again a studio picking up, isn't it? And
very unlikely it's going to come back, but it would be perfect if that could be remastered. Yeah,
it would be Future Perfect.
Yeah.
Such a dead joke. Yeah.
Nice one.
But that's the game I'd left for.
Good choice.
My one,
2, mate.
surprisingly enough, it's a
PC game. Oh, here we go. Come on. Tell me.
Age of Empires 2.
Yes.
Oh, good choice.
And
didn't they was that a remake that they re-released?
No, I think
the
they
Xbox?
re-released it on their Xbox last year, I think.
Yeah.
Because
This
I
year,
remember it was on one of the shows, and then I went mental when it came up. Yeah, just another.
Played it, loved it. Good game.
Absolutely.
This is amazing.
Yeah.
Mm.
I remember, so really quickly, Gal would have there was again a cheat code, right?
Yes.
Where
No, I never cheated in a game.
Imagine this is back in the day. Yeah, you're fighting. It's like William Wallace and all that, and archers and everything. And out of nowhere, Gal just hits the chat button, which is enter, because it's like an online thing, and he types something, and there's like a Dodge Viper, and it fires guns, and it's like. If I was William Wallace, I'd be shitting myself. Just seeing that. I like a cheat. Yeah. Check it out on Google or YouTube. Sorry, it's really it's like a Dodge Viper, and you just win the conquest. Yeah. But no, go back out.
Yeah.
Would you see remastered in that? Like, would you see that? Would you?
I think it would be like.
Would you have the top down view?
I think it has to be top down.
Yeah.
I think almost like redone to the graphics to like Diablo 3 maybe, or even better.
Yeah.
It'd be really. I think if you look back now, it's more like almost like 2D is sort of crappy sort of graphics.
It's like Diablo 2 originally.
But the gameplay is basically you control, I think, couple of nations. Is it nations?
Yes.
Yeah.
Well,
similar to Civilization, really. That's how it is, isn't it? Civilization, but I think it's more.
It's more historic, isn't it?
I think it's.
Yeah, but I don't think you had actual nations like what you have in Civilization.
Yeah, or Rise of Nations.
You'd have like tribes and things, and they
same mechanics.
It would be like a tribe controlled by the AI.
Yeah,
and then they may or may not attack you. You might come across them.
But I think you could do like multiplayer with just using one computer, because everyone would obviously be like a turn-based then.
Yeah.
So one person would do it, the other person would play, and it was just. I think we had some good fun with that, and to see it.
It's your turn.
No, I'm not doing it justice explaining it well, but
they had a sequel for it for Greek, like the Greek mythology gods and stuff.
For me, I think it died down after Age of Empires 2. To be honest, I think
we never really played it after that, did we? Number 2 was amazing. I just remember the cheat to get all the more wood was just called lumberjack or lumber.
Yeah.
How did you remember that? That's the only thing that's in my head. I don't know the rest of them. I've been using it a lot.
If anyone has a chance to check it out, it's a really good game. But
interesting pick.
Yeah.
John.
Over to John.
Number 2.
My number 2, GTA Vice City.
Oh, yes, John.
You played GTA?
Complete remake, though, rather than just a remaster.
On what platform, though?
Oh, yeah.
All platforms.
Nice answer.
That's good. See?
All platforms.
platforms.
I'm not.
You didn't
I'm not
expect that answer, did you?
I'm not a lover of driving
consoles.
games. Driving games, but I liked GTA because I've played it from the first game. So I like the story in the game itself and the different things you had to do, and to get from one place to another. You can pull a guy out of a car and nick his car, and you got watch your wanted levels. I just loved it all. The graphics in Vice City, plus of course it's like. It's a lot like 80s music. It's very like Miami Vice stuff like that's and at that time because I love the 80s anyway.
Sure.
So of all the GTA games, my favourite is Vice City. So I'd love to see a remake of that.
Yeah, because I think, and you were saying a few episodes ago as well, you loved it because of the whole 80s nostalgia, isn't it, and stuff.
Yeah, it's it's like cross between Scarface and Miami Vice.
Yeah,
and good film, good TV show, can't go wrong.
Yeah, with the music.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
So I'd love to see a remake.
Scarface the game.
Oh yeah.
There
probably was
there? There was a game eventually, but Vice City was technically Scarface.
Oh, okay.
The game. Really
how much you want to bet?
Yeah.
Jay's played it already.
I think Jay still owns the PS2 copy of Scarface. To be honest.
He probably caresses it at night.
He's still playing it.
One day I'll be a gangster just like him.
I can't believe he's not here. We're still grilling it.
He's going to hate this episode.
He'll have switched off by now, so don't worry, he won't be hearing it.
So yeah, short but sweet. My number 2 is Power Stone. You've already mentioned it.
Wow.
So yeah, Power Stone rules and Smash Brothers sucks. Goku, what's your number 1?
Yeah,
right.
You deliberately just done that.
Yeah. No, honestly, I think it is better than Smash Bros.
No, man, that's saying a lot, man.
But the thing is, it will never top Smash Bros. Because there is too big a community for Smash Bros.
Yeah. I still think there's good. I still think there's quite good similarities to it, though. I think don't know.
Maybe level wise, but not the mechanic itself. No way.
Was it made by Sega?
Capcom.
Oh, it was Capcom. See, I didn't realize how influential Capcom has been in all these games, from like Resident Evil to to that Power Stone.
Last year Capcom released a like a home built arcade stick sort of thing.
Oh wow!
And it had games built inside it.
Oh nice!
And I was praying they were going to put Power Stone, and they never did. So I'm still gutted. But one day, hopefully, if it was on the Switch now, it'd be really good. But the only issue is that when it pans out, like if one character's one end of the map, the other, it pans out too far, and it'll probably be too hard to see it on such a small screen. But I reckon it would come because there was 2. So if they brought the 2 out and remade them now, I think it would look much nuts.
That's amazing, guys. On the Dreamcast, you had that little thing. Is it like
a memory card?
Memory card with the little thing
with the little Tamagotchi inside.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. What could you? So was that unique for every game? So like Power Stone, would something, could you play a mini game on that? like with that? Is that what it was for?
I don't think it was specifically. I mean, you could do mini games for specific games, but I don't think it was actually done. I think it was just like the next step up for a memory card was to have like a little LED, like a little screen on it.
So cool.
Just to just to show you what your progress was and whatnot on there.
Yeah.
But no,
genius.
That's my number 2.
Nice. Okay.
So we're on to the final. The final countdown. Right. So number 1, Goku. What is it? What is your number 1 remake that you really want?
Oh, this is something I personally really want. And again, I love my like modern day shooters, and it's actually the 2010 Medal of Honor. And the reason why I really want this to be remade, because it was based on a true story of, I think it was SEAL Team 6, if that was the name of them, who went out to Kandahar in Afghanistan, and they were literally cornered by the Taliban. And the game was made with them. You know, they actually came into the studios and they were like, this is what happened. This is what it sounded like. This is what it feels like to be in an Apache helicopter and rescue them. And it was, you know, it was an absolutely like fantastic game. Like the story of it, it's kind of, when you think about modern warfare, like how the story in that was absolutely amazing at the time in 2010. You think it's been 10 years since then, but in terms of like where the world has gone in terms of the news and stuff, like, you know, I think the Iraq war and stuff was still fresh in our minds. Also the time, like, you know, Jarhead came out, and I remember watching that learning a lot through about that, you know, and like about the SEALs, and knowing that they're actually different from the army. They're not the same thing. You know, so there'll be a lot of American viewers on this going, how does this guy not know that, man? Like, you know, kick him out his house.
What console was that on?
That was, I played it on the PS3, but I know it's out on the PC, and it would be phenomenal on the PC, I'm guessing. You know, but that now, I mean, the next generation, if that was to get remade, again, rebuilt from the ground up, maybe. Not remastered.
I remember when episode 2 where we recorded it, I was going to tell you a story about Medal of Honor.
Oh, go on. Now's your time, Gal.
My friend, good friend Danny, let me borrow it.
Yeah.
I sold the game.
You what? Not even your game?
Yeah. He still goes in and buy it.
Oh my god! Well, you forgot that he owned it, or
no, he left it with me for like a really long while, like ages, and then I was like, he's forgotten. Let me just sell it to a new game. I sold it to like my local shop, New Age. He probably man.
And the following day he wanted it back.
No, then obviously he clocked on. And where's my game? I was like, I sold it.
Oh no!
But it's a good friend of mine. But
it was either that or your lunch.
Did you give him the money for the money you won?
No.
Amazing.
Good choice. I wasn't expecting that from me, but
I know. I was thinking like what games, you know, but what was the one that, you know, that you would never think of coming out that would surprise you? Again, this whole EA Access thing, I'm subscribing to that. I think it's like £4 a month, and they're slowly showing games that are coming out, and I'm surprised Medal of Honor is not on there yet.
I think Medal of Honor is one of the ones that's got to go quiet for a while, but will come back eventually, because the last couple games were a bit. I don't know if it was the one that you just mentioned, but a couple of them were a couple of stinkers, and they were very rushed and whatnot.
Definitely.
But I think it will come back at some point.
I hope so. Yeah. So like in terms of a rebuilt game, you know, updated graphics, next level with the ray tracing and everything, you know, and being able to actually control the Apache helicopter and stuff like that. Basically, like everything that you're seeing in Modern Warfare, they can just, you know,
you're gonna make John hard if you keep going.
I know, just oh yeah.
That was very
nice pick. Yes. What's your number one? I
think you're not going to be surprised by it. First, you couldn't let me start. It was Metal Gear Solid 4, Guns of the Patriot. I think it needs a remaster, remake, whatever they need to do. They need to do it again.
It's weird you say that, because 2 and 3 obviously were on the PS2, and you don't think they deserve remakes compared to, because number 4 is still quite.
It is quite new.
It's still quite new.
Number 2 was on my top 5 for
that's right.
all time. But I think they should keep it the same, man. I just like I think they shouldn't be touched as much, but they did do it anyway. They did the HD version. I think they just need to do it for number 4. One reason is just because it's on the PS3. I can't really get a hold of a PS3 now. Well,
you can play it in the PS Network.
I have tried to play it on the PlayStation Now.
PlayStation Now,
on the PC. but the frame rate's not the same.
It's 'cause it's on PC, mate.
Yeah, I know.
Just play on the console, you'll be fine.
Oi.
PC's letting me down.
I need no more RAM to put in your PC.
Memory is RAM.
Memory is right. Yeah, I love that.
Yeah, I just think the whole story is got a very deep story. And it's very similar to. I mean, you can relate to actual. You can see aspects of it of real life in the game.
Don't start him off.
I'm holding back because I'm actually annoyed because
That's twice he's annoyed.
I haven't put any of MGS in there.
Not even number one.
No,
Oh,
because it technically was being remade on GameCube.
Number 4 hasn't.
Oh, was it? Oh, you said number 4.
I said number 4. Yeah,
Oh,
Guns of the
okay.
Patriot.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, it's pretty new, but I would like to play it on a new gen console, like a PS4 or maybe PS5.
Well,
Yeah,
they
see, right.
did
I
it
wanna-
for Last of Us, so why not do it
Yeah,
for...
why not?
Oh, yeah, that'd be quite good.
People will play that again, right?
I would.
I mean, that last. Oh, I won't spoil it, but that last
There
battle.
might be an issue with Konami, though, isn't it?
Yeah, that's it. So I don't see it coming anytime soon. But yeah, that last battle, I just want to see that again.
Good choice.
Look at that.
Still G.
Good.
We already touched up on it. I think we said MGS 1. So yeah, that's my. I mean, that was on my top list. You're used to. Yeah, I mean, there's nothing much more.
Should we all just say that just to really, really...
Yeah,
irritate
yeah.
him?
I'm surprised it's not in your top. Like, it has to be that. I've always.
But in his defence, though, it has been remade, so I know
Yeah.
why he hasn't put it on there.
Yeah, but
But
not
Twin Snake's
proper.
it's not a proper remake, is it?
Yeah, it counts.
It is, mate. They've done it redone because every bits of it is like over the top sort of action. It's been done like with better graphics. Check it out.
It's the same game.
You've got to go home in the same car as this guy. So come on, think about it.
And I swear down, if you have MGS one,
You can change it.
No, I don't.
I better just redo mine quickly.
Yeah, no, it's definitely a game. I always tell you guys, oh, that is a game they need to remaster, but it needs to be done right. If it's the right people doing it, then yeah.
Please, no open world, none of this.
If they ruin it like that, has to the same. They have to change it in some
Yeah, but
way.
this is what we were saying just before this. Some games
Need to.
just tweak the graphics.
Yeah,
Others,
yeah, you
start
don't. Sometimes
again.
you might not even have to mess around with it. Just tweak the graphics, maybe add a few stuff, keep the game the same, the story the same. Just make what was bad about it. Nothing was bad about it, to be honest. But just make it better. That's it. But yeah, that's my top one.
Oh, the big reveal, Big
Come on,
G.
G.
Big
Big
G
G. What's
number
your
one
one,
is-
mate?
We know it can't be MGS one, right?
It's the original Metal Gear.
Surprise us.
Well, I'm gonna go and say, I don't think MGS deserves a remake. I think it's
For the record, yeah.
It's a masterpiece in its own right. And it's dear to my heart.
How dare you?
such a shit.
Stab
How
me.
fucking dare you?
It is a masterpiece. It's a brilliant game.
Come on, stop holding back. What is your number one?
Number one.
My one is, I think we talked about on our last podcast, episode 2, Dino Crisis.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
I think that would be brilliant right now. And there's something I think.
A lot of fans want that
Yeah.
at the moment.
I think it will happen. Just
I think they're just going to do the Resident Evils first, and then they can focus on that afterwards.
as long as give us some sort of hint saying it is happening, keep me happy.
Just a nice little teaser trailer.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Just be like, oh.
Yeah, there is a dinosaur game coming out soon, so it might be like you say.
Yes,
like
but it's
that.
not Dino Crisis, John.
Oh, I know, but I'm saying,
not Dino
that's what I'm
Crisis.
saying. Is I agree with what you're
Get
saying.
out of here.
They'll do
Fuck outta
they'll
here.
do the other ones first, and then they'll come back to this. By then, this one will have died.
Yeah,
a death, won't it?
Yeah, if they stop with the Monster Hunter shit and give us a Dino Crisis.
Yeah.
No offense, I know you like Monster Hunter. Sorry.
Surprised he hasn't put Monster Hunter in his top.
So I wanted that in my list, but I kind of knew you were going to put it there, so I didn't bother.
Yeah,
Oh man.
it'll be yeah, that's must be done. But I'm just annoyed.
We can always hope, mate. We can always hope. I tell you, when they do announce it, I'm on the phone to you straight away.
Oh, mate.
Dino Crisis!
Oh my god.
But
It's finally happening.
original one or the second one?
There's 3 in total.
You know what? I need to, because I remember seeing the CGI graphics. I wanted to talk about it last time. Like, you see the modified T-Rex, but I did not know that a game actually came out. I don't know if it was that or
Number 3.
yeah. I never knew it.
Yeah, I thought you just had 2.
Holy shit!
Wow, on the Xbox.
Dinosaurs in space.
Yeah.
What? Oh, you were saying, yeah.
How the fuck did I miss this?
Well, it's on the original Xbox, mate. One of the greatest consoles of all time.
Microsoft
Xbox. But no, I didn't hear very good things about number 3. I heard number 3 was very, very bad, very, very rushed.
Did you play
and I never played it. And I never really played number 2 all the way either.
Have you not?
No, I definitely played the first one.
Number 2.
I think number 2 was a Blockbuster rental, so I never really ever finished it.
Oh, right.
And then 3, I heard bad things about it, so I never really bothered. Which I'm kind of. I don't know if I'm gutted by that or not, or if I should save myself some money. Or
I might
whatever.
just check it out.
Yeah.
Good choice, mate. John.
Nice.
Number 1 has to be Duke Nukem 3D. I'd love to see a modern version of that. Tweak the graphics up to today's standard. Leave the voice acting and all that alone. That's what made the game real.
Do you not like Duke Nukem Forever then?
Yeah, I know, I did, but there was something about 3D.
The thing is, though, the thing with 3D, the first ever one, there are some things that you can't get away with nowadays.
Yeah,
especially with the stripper thing and whatnot, and it's just no offense, ladies and whatnot, but
titties.
Yeah,
that would so not be allowed.
Yeah, you used to go up to the stripper and flash your money at them and stuff. Yeah. You never know that. Yeah,
he'd get like dollar bills out of his pocket, and he'd go and he'd hand them to the stripper and go, "Shake those titties."
Is someone going to do a quote?
Yeah, I want to do it.
From what?
Duke Nukem.
Nah, I'm good.
Go on in. What quote from Duke Nukem?
No, he knows. He knows what.
No, go on, you do it.
No,
I'll leave it to you, MGS boy.
Come on, boy.
No, I can't do it.
Why not?
Yes, you can.
Go on, kids.
I'm here to kick ass and chew bubblegum, but I'm all out of gum.
Which is actually taken from the movie
They Live.
That's better.
Yeah.
Nice. Yeah. Good choice.
But that was the thing with Duke Nukem, though. It had that
adult theme about it, doesn't it?
Yeah, but it's like when like the aliens kidnapped all the women. When you go to the space station and you find the women, they're like in like cocoons, a bit like in Alien, you know, and they say, "Kill me," just like they do in Aliens, you know. So
yeah, that should be shivers, man.
What did it come out? 'Cause wasn't that on the N64 as well?
No. So basically, it come out roughly the same era as Doom did. Never really got ported until I believe N64 done like a 3D version of it. It wasn't very. It went third person for a bit. And then, obviously, they had the massive delay with Duke Nukem Forever. I think there was a 13-year gap. The hype went too hot because it was like, it's the return of Duke. And then everyone hated it, really.
Sure. So it's a shame.
Yeah, times had changed. Times had moved on.
They keep bringing Duke back. Have you ever played a game called Bulletstorm?
No, I've heard of it.
I've heard of it.
So Bulletstorm is a game done by the guys who did Gears of War Judgment. And...
you know what? It's funny you say that. I was looking at that yesterday.
They brought it. If you've never played it, dude, it's really good. Really, really good game. It's a lot of fun. It's like, point system and how you kill people and stuff. I know it's a bit sick of the way I say it, but on the Switch version, again, bringing up Switch, they put Duke Nukem into the game. So you can play as him.
I was going to say it, but I didn't want to say it because you were like, another Switch fan.
Yeah, Switch fan. But no, good pick, John. Good pick. Nice. The return of Duke. Yeah, so down to my last number 1, and I know we keep bringing this franchise up again and again and again, but my number 1 remake would be Resident Evil Code Veronica.
Nice.
Which was at the time a Dreamcast exclusive, then went to PS2, and for some reason Capcom keeps swaying the remake. Like after 3 was done, I was begging for them to announce to do Code Veronica remake, and then they decided, no, we're going to do Resident Evil 4 instead, which I don't think needs a remake because we already have it in the original and HD form. Why remake it?
Yeah, it still holds up.
Yeah, because to me, Code Veronica will always be what Resident Evil 3 should have been. And that's why I kind of like it. And when I played the Dreamcast version, when it came out, it was just...
Yeah, it came out on the Dreamcast as well.
Yeah, it was initially exclusive for it, like I said, and then it went to PS2.
Yeah.
And the amount of times my friends, you've got the new Resident Evil game, and everyone come over to play it and shit themselves over it because it was so different. And the setting was different because, again, you play as Claire Redfield the first half, and then the second half you play as Chris.
Yeah.
So it does kind of carry on from there. And I'll never forget the opening scene opening scene on when you saw it in the Dreamcast, the animated opening for it was so good. How the way Claire drops her gun and then all of a sudden she drops herself and then catches it and then shoots the barrel, the explosive barrel right behind him.
The film copied that.
Resident Evil Apocalypse put it in there.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
Yeah. So that's the remake I'm desperate for, but I don't think I will ever get.
You never know.
I think we will soon.
Fingers crossed. There is a HD remaster of it, but again, it's still Xbox One. You can actually, it's on sale at the moment. It's $2.99.
What?
Yeah.
No excuse not to buy.
But it is literally just polished Dreamcast graphics. So don't go in amazed like, oh my god, this remaster looks good. It doesn't. It's not very good remaster, but the game is still good. Yeah. But I think the controllers are very clunky. Like you mentioned in Resident Evil 4 was very clunky. I think these are even worse than this one. So that's why it needs to be improved with the control system as well. So yeah.
Nice one, though. No one's mentioned Resident Evil.
This one,
nice.
Yeah, no, but apart previous episodes, we brought it up, but quite a bit like Dead Space.
It just shows how much we love the Pacific.
It's an important franchise to a video game, so it's part of video game history, isn't it? But no, that's the one I want.
Yeah. Nice.
Good choice.
Yeah, wow.
So that's a good set of lists there, guys.
Yeah.
Good ones,
I'm actually quite surprised, at the list and thinking, I never thought that would be your number one or
two.
Well,
those racing games and whatnot, I didn't think, and the Game Boy Advance stuff, I didn't think would ever come into it.
I'm just surprised Big G didn't have Metal Gear on his one. Quite frankly, I'm shocked,
That's just ridiculous.
I'm not going to get any sleep tonight, you know that.
Clearly no one counts Twin Snakes as a remake.
I thought I was actually being smart about it, but clearly not.
But no, it's a hard list, and you guys got through it anyway. So
good list. Yeah, enjoyed that one.
Yeah, it was really fun.
So yeah, guys, just want to say thank you again for coming back to the show and doing yet another episode with me. It's really appreciated you taking the time to come out and do episodes with me and keep the channel going.
Anytime, buddy.
And so this, with the M.T.V.B podcast, you can follow us on Facebook at the M.T.V.B podcast or on Instagram at M.T.V.B podcast. We're available on iTunes, Spotify, Breaker Audio, Radio Republic, and Pocket Casts. So many platforms for us to follow, guys. And this is M.T.V.B podcast. This is the Ant-Man signing off.
Cheers, guys. Thanks for listening.
See you guys.
Thanks, guys. See you later.